Hello everyone, I'm just Ian and welcome to this new video. Today we're taking a look at more DnD minis. Today we're taking a look at monsters, mimics and NPCs. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with mimics. I have 3 objects right in front of us. Go to the comments and tell me which one is the mimic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you guess it? If you watched my last video, you would know that the card is actually the mimic. However, these are actually all mimics. So we've got the classic one and we've got this one. So let's first take a look at the card and then at the others. So first the card, I'm gonna go over this one really quickly because I've already talked about it. It has an opening jaw right here with some red, some teeth. Of course it closes up. You can put a single minifigure right here. You can attach it with a ball joint to a different card or to something else. Here's the cargo bay. You can lift these up if you need some extra access or just a different look. So yeah, it's very simple, but it works perfect for mimics. And if you just need a basic card, it also works perfectly. Let's get to the other two. So this flat one here is actually a stage. So I have used it in my D&D campaign a few times as a mimic and already as a normal stage to confuse my players. It folds open using some technique. Has some teeth, also some teeth on the top. It's very simple but very effective, and it makes for a great display base for like minifigures. If I take a minifigure, put it on, it works very well. But also as a mimic, it also works perfectly. Let's get to the classic one. So I've got 2 chests here, and as you can see from the outside, it's impossible to guess which one is a mimic. And it's actually this one. It has just 2 teeth, a little build inside of it. So this is actually the inside of the mouth. You can just take it out, put it back in. But it works perfectly. And if you want to give it some more style after it's revealed, you know, maybe you're like doing a Mario campaign, you can pretty easily turn this into like a Goomba like enemy. Just put some legs on it, give it some eyes, and there you go. You have your little Goomba, your little enemy your players can fight. He's just a silly little guy, but you know, I think it's rather funny and quite a cool enemy type. Also, if you have a lot of these chests and a lot of like Mario feet pieces, I'm just gonna call them that, you can make a bunch of these guys and that will be pretty fun. But that's it for the mimics. Now let's get to some NPCs. Maybe your players are traveling through a forest and they might encounter this guy. This is literally just a tree with a face. You can have this guy tell your players riddles. He has posable leaves, so you can get all different like angles. You can kind of have it like there is hands, sort of. Like maybe he's pointing the directions to some place. So yeah, this is a great NPC for your players to interact with. To like give them an objective, or to tell them a riddle they need to solve. Just anything really, like that. Just a great role-playing moment. There's nothing too fancy about this build. If we just take a look at it, it's just a bunch of brown pieces. So you have to watch out that he doesn't break if you have any brittle brown. Uses the old palm pieces to create the shape of the leaves. I think you can get like a nice shape going on. And yeah, he's a bit silly, but I like him. My players liked him, so yeah. But let's get to something a bit more serious. And what's more serious than this Dragonborn Paladin? So I know there's like a Dragonborn minifigure in the DnD CMF, but it's very tiny. And compared to like your regular minifigure, like this guy trying to attack him, he's huge. So let's get right into this buildable figure, because he's actually one of my favorite builds for DnD. As you can see, he has this giant blade made from a Bionicle / Ninjago piece. You can clip it into his hand. You can also just take it out. It's a little difficult, but you can do it. You can see he's like armored up with this gold pieces everywhere. Some gray to be like regular metal, like iron. He uses the old dinosaur feet and also the old dinosaur head and the old dinosaur tail, but he actually uses the arms of a Lord of the Rings like goblin or something, like a big troll. He has quite some posability because of the ball joints in his legs. He also has ratcheted joints, so you could also do this, but it's pretty cursed. But it does make it so you just can get one more click for a wider stance. So that's nice. His arms can fully rotate. Swivel right here, just like a big fig. His head can rotate. He has a straw head and is chewing on some greenery. If we take a look at his back, first of all, he has another sword, a smaller one. You can take it off as well, put it in his other hand. There's a place for a sword right here and right here. And there's this nice flagpole on his back. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite builds. And in my D&D campaign, he like helps the players, so that's nice, but you could totally have him as like a boss fight or an enemy they gotta fight or challenge. So yeah, all sorts of stuff you can do, and I think this is way cooler than just having a regular big fig. And it has way more character. You can also just like put the blade on his back, rotate it a bit. Maybe I can get it to be like, that's cool, like this. That's nice. So yeah, that's it for this one. Let's continue this train right on to the next one, which is again a bit more silly, but I still like it. So let's all take a look at this little guy. It's just a little slime enemy. It's nothing too serious. He's just made out of a few pieces. Has a little slimy trail, leaving behind like a little acid trail. I think it's fun to have like different types of enemies. So you have like the big gelatinous cubes, and then you just have these little guys roaming around your world or in your campaign. And it's actually a printed piece from Lego Dreams from Z-Blob. It's very common, so you could totally get this and like build a bunch of these little guys to roam around in your dungeon. But yeah, let's head to the big boy that I built, which is a classic D&D monster, but with a little bit of a morbid twist. So if you are actually in my D&D campaign, click away, because this is gonna be awesome, but it's a spoiler for my D&D campaign. So you might know that a beholder is like a classic D&D monster, and LEGO built a beholder for the giant D&D set, but this is actually a different version of a beholder, because it's a Death Tyrant. And if you know D&D, you probably know this guy as well. The Death Tyrant is basically when a beholder goes to sleep and he like dies in his sleep, and he then turns into a skeleton. So it's just a floating skeleton, and instead of having tendrils or tentacles with eyeballs, they have like floating orbs that shoot lasers. So that's what I represented here with the clear pieces, is the Death Tyrant shooting a bunch of lasers. I think this looks absolutely fantastic. Came out really nicely. Looks good from all angles. If we get in closer, you can see he has a posable jaw. And of course, all the tentacles, or well, all the laser beams are like posable. So you can have him fire at like all directions. Like behind him, in front of him, to the side, like this, and it looks awesome. So this is definitely a boss fight that's coming up in my campaign, and I'm just so proud of how this came out. In my opinion, it looks pretty much perfect. The only thing that could be better is if he had like 2 more lasers, because technically he has like 10 and this is like 8. But I think it looks pretty damn accurate and pretty damn cool. So yeah, you can have him fire at like all directions. Like, turn around. For his eyeball, I use like a crystal. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really satisfied with how this came out. That's the only like big problem I have with this guy's design. It's like this piece is only connected to one stud, so if you're moving the tentacle, it can be quite the hassle. But yeah, I think he looks awesome. And if you got this far into the video, leave a like, leave a comment. Yeah, it looks super cool. I'm super happy with how this came out. So yeah, that's all I want to show in this video, so I'm gonna wrap it up right here. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more, of course. Next D&D video, probably gonna be about terrain, but I'm not sure about that. I'm still working on Sukuna. He's almost done, but I need some more pieces, yet again. And I really need to find a way to strengthen his legs, because he keeps falling over. So I need some more joints for that. But it's still making progress, so it's all gonna be okay. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Have a nice day, and goodbye.